So I think a lot of people felt this way. I know on this show we talked about coming into this season, this might be a make or break year for Kyler Murray with the Arizona Cardinals. Now, a lot of it, is how do you get there?
Yes.
But if you miss the playoffs, all of a sudden you step back and you say, okay, that was 7 years. I can buy into it's only 2.5 years with Drew Petzing in this offense. That's fine.
Yes.
But 2.5 years now is enough. 1 year maybe isn't, but 2.5 years you got to make the playoffs. They're 2-4 right now. You and I talked about this last week. It's not like they're losing these games because of Kyler, but they're not winning them because of Kyler either now. And then yesterday, Jacboy Brissett went out there, and the entire offense looked just completely revitalized and just more dangerous, willing to attack in a lot of different ways, more creative. What do you make of that?
Yeah, once again, I just think it was a willingness from Jacboy Brissett to throw the ball down the field. I don't know specifically if, in fact, you've got Drew Petzing over on the sideline not calling shots down the field. I have a hard time believing that is the way that you're going to do it. I think you're going to have options as to how many times you're going to take shots down the field. But I think with Jacboy Brissett, it was very interesting. What was so enlightening was the fact that you had a guy who was making chunk throws based on he could have gone short, he could have gone intermediate, could have gone long. This was a guy who was reading coverage and going through his progression. It was very interesting to see to me, once again, but this is going to be a quarterback controversy everywhere else except the locker room. It's can I just tell you that right now? The coach's office and the locker room. This is going to be a quarterback controversy that is going to be out there. Fans are going to be all over this. Analysts are going to be all over. This is absolutely huge. And that's what I was meaning to tweet out yesterday. That's what I did tweet out, as a matter of fact, yesterday. Except I put a period as opposed to the question mark when I said no. And if you look at your phone, it's right there. Anyways, don't get me started.
The first time I read it, I was like, man, Wolf really drove this point home. Wait a minute.
Don't get me started on that. But, again, to me, this is what's going on. Do you know who makes this decision? Not the media, not the fans, not analysts that are out there. The guys inside that locker room, I think, are the ones who are going to make the decision. Like, if you were JG, if you were a coach, isn't that what you would care about? Isn't that what you would want? You would want to talk to these guys that are his teammates inside the locker room. The leadership council that is inside the locker room, that's who you are going to talk to in regard to a quarterback and making a quarterback change.
What did he say? What did JG say after the Tennessee loss? He said he told everybody in that room the clock is ticking. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Here's his cut from after the game yesterday. He was asked about the starting quarterback position.
He's the starting quarterback.
Okay, so he's talking about Kyler Murray there when he says he's the starting quarterback. Maybe you have to say that as the head coach right now. To me, there's it's almost two different versions of this conversation, Wolf. There is okay, who's your starting quarterback now going forward? Because as JG said, the clock is ticking. And that starts to tick on him, too. If guys in that room believe, hey, this guy gives us a better chance to win, and you're going with this guy because why? That, I understand, is the more pressing question. To me, the revelation from that game yesterday was more, if you have been doubting that Kyler is the guy big picture beyond this season, it's really hard to look past yesterday's game, combined with the first 5 games, combined with the argument that Kyler just in some ways seems limited or like he's hit his ceiling. And I'm not trying to put this all on Kyler. I don't know if I don't know if they don't trust him as much as they trust other guys to make plays, or they try to play to his strengths and they believe he's limited, or if he just is limited. But man, it was pretty obvious Jacboy Brissett was standing in there willing to take a hit to make a throw and was going through his progressions.
Yeah. This is me. This is just my opinion based on onions. But for me, you don't make the decision now. You make it over the bye week. That's what you do. The only ones making the decision are the players in the locker room, too, as I said. They're the only ones. If I'm JG and I'm the coaching staff, that's who I care about. I want to know what his teammates think. I want to know that. You say Kyler Murray is your quarterback, and provided he's healthy, you let him play against the Green Bay Packers and let him go out and see how he performs with the bye week after it. You're going to do that. But make no mistake, once again, if that locker room is behind Kyler Murray, 100%, hey, Mike, you're going to go with that every time. It's going to be the players in the leadership council that I think matter to me. Not some fat 63-year-old guy. Well, 63
Yeah, he's still
tomorrow.
another day.
Yeah, that's right. Not some fat 63-year-old guy, some analyst, some fan that is out there. No, it's not going to be that. It's going to be the guys inside that locker room.
I would guess the guys inside that locker room would still vote Kyler right now because I think there's probably that tendency to be like, man,
I'm going to continue to vote Kyler.
It's like he's going to lose his starting job after 1 week. He gets hurt.
You're not going to do it for one game.
And it's not like the Cardinals won yesterday. Now, should they have? Maybe, yeah, probably if the refs were watching the ball at the end of the game. But it to me,
or you could have gotten a stop.
Well, yeah, that's becoming an issue. To me, it's the other question. It's the bigger question of, is this your guy beyond this season? And if you're seriously asking that question, maybe you do need to run him back out there and see. Maybe yesterday, maybe he was watching. He's like, you know what, I could do that, and maybe it sparks something in Kyler. But at 2-4, you're not out of it, but this is not trending well. You're 2-4, and the schedule's not going to get easier, and you're only getting more beat up.
Yeah.
The biggest storyline to me the rest of the season, if they can't make the playoffs, is you better have an answer as far as if your quarterback is Kyler or isn't Kyler by the end of this season. You have to have that answer and then you need to be able to go out and draft one, or however, go out and find your Daniel Jones or your Baker Mayfield or your whatever it is. But it's not just the one game when you combine everything that Kyler has and hasn't shown in this offense the last 2 years.
Yeah, once again, for me, Kyler Murray is the guy that I'm going to be moving forward with. I know there are a lot of people out there that are screaming right now, and that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm going to move forward with Kyler Murray, but there's no doubt about it. The play of Jacboy Brissett and how he went about his business and how different the offense actually looked.
That's the thing to me.
For how easily he threw the ball down the field. How many chunk throws? 6 throws of 20 yards or more?
It felt like one on every drive.
I mean, it was incredible to see. So once again, it isn't something that I really care about going forward. I want to see Kyler Murray be successful. It's just I think they have to give him every opportunity to show it that he isn't. And I know everyone's out there screaming right now about the 7 years. Forget about that. He's been in a real offense for 3 years, and I know that is probably going to drive you nuts too. Well, you know what? Deal with it, because Drew Petzing knows what he's doing. He does. It's not Drew Petzing. It's the execution thereof that isn't working. And maybe he's calling games differently. Maybe he called it differently yesterday. I don't know. I just know that Jacboy Brissett took the option going through his reads to throw the ball down the field. Those options are still there for Kyler. They're running the same plays. It's just how you read the play.
But that's why they have to figure this out, because nobody was questioning Drew Petzing yesterday. The offense looked so much more effective yesterday. Yeah. So what is it? Is there a disconnect between those two? Those two seem to really respect each other. Is it Kyler? Is it Petzing? Is it something else? Did Drew Petzing maybe get a little more creative yesterday because of how things have gone the last couple weeks? I don't know, but they got to figure it out, because this is now the biggest issue facing this team, because it's going to carry beyond this season. Because it just feels like if you just run everything back there again next year, you're just going to get the same offense that's 28th in the NFL in passing. And that was not a 28th in the NFL in passing offense yesterday.
Thanks for watching Wolf and Luke. Tap to see more and click the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.